There is a secret buried in the soil, a quiet truth waiting beneath our feet for centuries. The ground we walk on holds stories older than any book, and wisdom passed down through generations of hands that worked the land. If we listen closely, the earth itself whispers of a time when people understood its language. Long before chemical fertilizers, farmers built richer, darker earth each season by partnering with life itself. They observed the rhythms of nature, learning from the cycles of growth and decay. Instead of forcing the land to yield, they nurtured it, coaxing abundance from the soil by respecting its needs. They grew plants not just for harvest, but for the gift left behind in the ground. These were crops chosen for their power to heal and renew, not just to feed. Legumes and clover, with their deep roots and quiet magic, transformed tired fields into living tapestries of fertility. Soil was seen as a living community, not a container for roots. Every handful teemed with invisible allies, worms, fungi, and countless microbes, each playing a part in the grand story of renewal. To take from the soil, they knew they must also give back, by sowing crops that fed the earth. This was a pact, a promise to future harvests, and a recognition that abundance comes from balance. Imagine a field blanketed in green clover after harvest. A deliberate act of care, not a mistake. Each leaf and root was a gift, protecting the soil from wind and rain and quietly restoring what had been taken. Clover worked day and night, pulling nourishment from the air and tucking it into the earth. Its roots reached deep, breaking up hard ground and inviting life to flourish below the surface. Earthworms followed, enriching the soil even further. This practice built deep, resilient soil that held water and resisted erosion. Fields became sponges, soaking up rain and holding it for dry days, while the living web below kept everything in balance. Today, as we stand in our gardens, that wisdom feels more urgent than ever. Our soils are tired, and our harvests depend on remembering what was once common knowledge. What if the secret to a healthier garden is not adding more, but letting the garden feed itself? The answer lies in rediscovering this medieval marvel. By honoring the soil as a living partner, we can unlock abundance once again. For modern gardeners, this old knowledge is a quiet revolution. It's a gentle rebellion against the relentless demands of modern agriculture, a return to methods that have quietly nourished the earth for centuries. In a world obsessed with quick fixes and chemical solutions, these ancient practices offer a slower, more harmonious path. We crave gardens that are productive, resilient, and alive, without endless toil. We dream of spaces that flourish with abundance, where every plant seems to thrive with minimal intervention. The vision is of a garden that almost takes care of itself, where nature and gardener work hand in hand. The idea of a self-sustaining garden is not fantasy, but practical science. It's rooted in observation and centuries of trial and error, passed down through generations of gardeners who understood the rhythms of the land. We're tired of the cycle of digging, feeding, and amending lifeless soil. The constant struggle to revive tired earth can leave even the most passionate gardener feeling defeated. But what if there was a way to break free from this exhausting loop? Legumes offer release, a chance to partner with our soil, not battle it. These humble plants, often overlooked, have the remarkable ability to restore fertility and vitality to the ground beneath our feet. Imagine seeing your soil improve, not from expensive compost, but from a simple crop of peas or beans. Their roots work magic underground, drawing nitrogen from the air and sharing it with the earth, quietly enriching the soil for seasons to come. You become a giver, nurturing the foundation of your garden. Instead of depleting resources, you're building them up, creating a legacy of health and abundance for future harvests. This transforms gardening from a chore into a collaboration. It's no longer a battle against nature, but a partnership, one where both gardener and garden thrive together. The appeal of a method that is ancient, scientifically sound, and reduces strain is immense. It's a way to reconnect with the wisdom of the past while embracing the needs of the present. It lets us garden with our minds and hearts, not just our backs. By working with the natural systems already in place, we find joy and satisfaction in every season. This is not nostalgia. It's timeless wisdom that works with nature's own systems. In embracing these old ways, we discover a new kind of freedom and fulfillment in our gardens. To understand this idea's power, let's travel back in time. Medieval farmers rotated crops, planting legumes to restore soil vitality. They saw that fields with peas or beans yielded better grain the next year. This was practical science. Survival depended on it. Around the world, ancient systems like the Three Sisters in the Americas and Azala in Asian rice paddies used the same principle. Legumes were grown for the service they provided to the earth, not just for food. Sometimes grazed by livestock, sometimes cut and left to enrich the soil. This was green manuring. It was the cornerstone of soil health for centuries, the engine of fertility, ensuring land could provide season after season. What's the science behind this medieval magic? Legumes partner with rhizobia bacteria, which fix nitrogen from the air into a form plants can use. The plant feeds the bacteria with sugars. The bacteria supply nitrogen. This gives legumes a huge advantage, thriving even in poor soils. Unlike most plants, legumes enrich the soil with more nitrogen than they use. When legumes die or are cut down, their stored nitrogen is released as slow-release fertilizer. This process is the main way new, usable nitrogen enters the ecosystem. It's a perfect self-sustaining system. Legumes are not just self-sufficient, they're generous. Legumes do more than just add nitrogen to the soil. They help build a living, breathing foundation for all plant life. These humble plants have a unique partnership with soil microbes, transforming the very ground beneath our feet. While synthetic fertilizers offer a quick nutrient boost, they often bypass the intricate web of soil life. Over time, this can disrupt the balance, harming beneficial microbes and leaving the soil less fertile and more dependent on chemical inputs. In contrast, legumes naturally fix nitrogen in an organic form, feeding a complex community of earthworms, fungi, and bacteria. These organisms break down plant material, recycle nutrients, and create a vibrant ecosystem underground. The nutrients released by legumes are made available slowly and steadily, nourishing your garden not just for a season, but for months or even years to come. This slow release supports long-term plant health and productivity. Over time, this process builds what gardeners call good structure, soil that's crumbly, rich, and full of spaces for air and water. Healthy soil structure is essential for strong roots and thriving plants. The organic matter from legumes acts like a sponge, soaking up water and holding onto it. This makes gardens more resilient, helping them survive both drought and heavy rains by improving moisture retention and drainage. Long before chemical fertilizers existed, farmers relied on legumes to keep their soils fertile. This ancient practice was the foundation of sustainable agriculture, and it worked for generations. By adding legumes, you're not just feeding your crops, you're stimulating the entire living system beneath the surface. Every earthworm, microbe, and fungus benefits from this natural boost. In essence, you're nourishing the whole underground community that supports your garden, creating a self-sustaining cycle of life and fertility. The difference is clear. It's like choosing between a quick, empty meal and a thriving, diverse food culture that sustains life for generations. If this system was so effective, why did we abandon it? After W2, factories making explosives switched to producing synthetic fertilizers. The Green Revolution was born. Chemistry replaced biology. Crop rotation and green manures seemed slow compared to instant results from a bag. Yields soared, but the long-term cost became clear. Soils degraded, organic matter burned up, and life in the soil vanished. The soil became addicted to chemical inputs. We traded resilience for short-term gain. Ancient wisdom was dismissed as outdated and plowed under. We forgot how to partner with the soil, treating it as a factory floor. Our gardens inherited this flawed philosophy. For gardeners who want to work smarter, legumes are a joy. 3 main methods: living mulch, crop rotation, and chop and drop. Use clover as a living mulch between taller crops. It suppresses weeds, cools soil, and fixes nitrogen. Rotate crops. Follow heavy feeders with legumes to recharge the soil. For chop and drop, grow fast legumes. Cut them before they seed, and leave the cuttings as mulch. Roots decompose in place, releasing nitrogen. These methods build soil with minimal effort. Let legumes do the heavy lifting for you. This approach is about collaboration, not control. Instead of fighting nature, we partner with it. Clover as mulch creates habitat for pollinators and beneficial insects. A resilient ecosystem balances itself. Sometimes the solution is a flower, not a spray. Results are gradual but deeply satisfying as soil life returns. You learn to read the soil, seeing more earthworms and better texture. The garden becomes an interconnected organism, not just a collection of plants. You grow your own fertility using sunlight, air, and water. Healthy soil means resilient plants, less need for outside inputs. This is the essence of sustainable, regenerative gardening, the wisdom we must reclaim. Even in winter, the ground is full of potential, waiting for us to remember. The secret of the legume is a return to partnership with the earth. Try dedicating a patch to soil building. Sow clover, plant beans, or practice chop and drop. Watch as earthworms return and soil stays moist and weed-free. Start small, observe, and let the garden teach you. This knowledge is a legacy. Share your stories and experiences. Our ancestors' wisdom contains the seeds of a resilient future. By sharing and remembering, we can write a new chapter for our gardens. Let's be the generation that remembers how to feed the soil so the soil can feed us forever.